Imagine stumbling upon a city frozen in time where buildings stand still, abandoned by their people. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to walk through a place that history left behind? In this video, we'll take you on a journey to 7 incredible abandoned cities, each with a haunting story to tell. From Soviet ghost towns to long-forgotten mining hubs, these places have been untouched by time. Which one intrigues you the most? Let's dive into these frozen-in-time cities and explore their eerie mysteries together. Ready to go? Pyramiden, Norway. Imagine a ghost town perched on a remote island in the Arctic, where time seems to have stopped. Pyramiden, a forgotten Soviet mining settlement, is located on the Svalbard archipelago in Norway. This place, founded by Sweden in 1910, was sold to the Soviet Union in 1927. It quickly became a thriving hub for coal mining. However, by 1998 the mines shut down, and the town was abruptly abandoned. What makes Pyramiden even more fascinating is that it remains almost perfectly preserved, as though the people simply vanished overnight. The buildings, frozen in time, stand as eerie reminders of a once bustling community. You can still find old murals on the walls, Soviet-era statues, and a hospital filled with vintage equipment. It's like walking into a Soviet-era time capsule. The silence is deafening, with only the occasional bird or Arctic fox passing through. There's something both haunting and fascinating about a place that time forgot, waiting for those brave enough to explore it. Would you dare to wander through this frozen city knowing it holds secrets of a long-gone era? It's not just abandoned, it's suspended in history, untouched and frozen for the world to see. Would you visit Pyramiden to experience the past up close? Vorkuta, Russia. Deep in the Siberian wilderness, north of the Arctic Circle, lies Vorkuta, a city that once thrived under the shadow of coal. Founded in 1936, Vorkuta was built to support Russia's coal mining industry, and by the 1950s, it had grown into a bustling city with over 100,000 people. But today, Vorkuta stands as a haunting shell of its former self, abandoned by most of its residents after the decline of the coal industry. The chilling Arctic winds now sweep through empty streets and derelict buildings, which once echoed with the sounds of life. The city's past is marked by stories of forced labor, as political prisoners were once sent here to work in the mines under harsh conditions. But it wasn't just the harsh climate that caused Vorkuta's downfall. It was the collapse of the coal industry that left this once thriving metropolis to decay. Now, the ghostly remains of the city stand as a reminder of the Soviet era's dark history. Despite its decline, the remaining buildings are a stark contrast to the ice and snow that surround them. And there's a strange beauty in the decay. If you could walk through Vorkuta today, would you sense the history that lingers in its empty halls? Could you imagine the once vibrant life that existed here, now lost to time? Potosí, Bolivia. Potosí, a city once teeming with life and wealth, now stands as a relic of its opulent past. Located at the foot of the Cerro Rico mountain in Bolivia, this city was once the heart of the Spanish Empire's silver mining operations. Established in 1545, Potosí quickly became one of the wealthiest cities in the world, its riches drawn from the vast silver deposits in the mountain. At its peak, Potosí boasted a population of over 150,000, with its streets alive with commerce and the sound of miners digging into the mountain's heart. But that wealth came at a steep price, both for the indigenous laborers who worked in the mines under horrific conditions, and for the city itself. Over the centuries the silver ran dry, and as the mines closed, the city began to lose its luster. Today, Potosí's colonial architecture still stands, a testament to its once grand past. The cobbled streets and ornate buildings whisper of the city's former splendor, but now, they are slowly being overtaken by the passage of time. Despite its decline, Potosí's history is still felt in every corner, from the eerie silence of the once bustling markets to the ghostly shadows cast by its majestic churches. As you walk through the city today, it's almost as if time stands still, frozen in the golden age of silver. What remains of Potosí is a reminder of how quickly fortunes can change, and how history can leave a lasting mark on a place. Would you visit this once glorious city to experience its haunting remnants? Hashima Island, Japan. If you're searching for a place where nature has overtaken human creation, look no further than Hashima Island. Also known as Gunkanjima or Battleship Island, this small island off the coast of Nagasaki is one of the most striking examples of abandoned urban decay in the world. Hashima's rise and fall are tied to its coal mining operations, which began in 1887. By the mid-20th century, the island was a thriving community, home to over 5,000 people living in densely packed high-rise apartments. It was an engineering marvel of its time, until the coal reserves were depleted and the island was abandoned in 1974. Today, Hashima Island looks like something straight out of a post-apocalyptic movie. The once bustling apartments, with their windows long shattered, stand as crumbling monuments to a forgotten era. The eerie silhouette of the island with its decaying buildings is an unsettling sight, especially against the backdrop of the open ocean. The abandoned island with its rusted infrastructure and ghostly remnants of daily life has become a popular destination for urban explorers and thrill-seekers. Walking through its abandoned streets, you can almost hear the echoes of the workers who once lived there. But now, the only sounds are the crashing waves and the wind whistling through the empty halls. Hashima Island is a chilling reminder of human ambition and the unforgiving power of nature. Would you explore its haunted ruins and stand where history was left to decay? Serjilla, Syria. Tucked away in the hills of northern Syria lies Serjilla, a city that feels like it belongs to another era. Known as one of the dead cities, Serjilla is part of a region that harbors ancient ruins frozen in time. Built in the 5th century AD, this Byzantine-era settlement once thrived as a center of agriculture and trade. The city's cobbled streets, surrounded by crumbling stone houses, reveal a life that once flourished in the shadow of the Roman Empire. But Serjilla wasn't always this way. It was abandoned in the 7th century, likely due to the Arab conquests, and it has remained eerily preserved ever since. Unlike many ancient cities, Serjilla was not subjected to the ravages of war or natural disaster, but was left to quietly decay over the centuries. Today, the city stands almost untouched, offering a fascinating glimpse into a long-lost world. The walls of Serjilla's homes are adorned with faded frescoes, while the arches and ruins of its basilica evoke a feeling of solemn grandeur. The silence in Serjilla is haunting. You can almost hear the whispers of its former inhabitants as you walk through the streets. It's a place where history lingers, suspended in time, offering an almost spiritual experience for those willing to explore it. Would you wander through the ancient abandoned streets of Serjilla and connect with a piece of history so well preserved it feels as if the past is right in front of you? Bodie, California, USA. In the heart of California's Sierra Nevada mountains lies Bodie, a ghost town where time has been frozen in the 19th century. Founded in 1859 after the discovery of gold, Bodie quickly grew into one of the most notorious mining towns of the Wild West. At its peak, Bodie was a bustling frontier town, filled with saloons, brothels, and miners chasing the promise of gold. But like many boomtowns, Bodie's prosperity was short-lived. Once the gold ran out, the town rapidly declined, and by 1915 it was fully abandoned. Today, Bodie stands as one of the best-preserved ghost towns in the United States, maintained in a state of arrested decay. As you step into Bodie, you're transported to a world long past. The weathered buildings, old wagons, and rusted equipment remain as they were left behind. The town feels almost alive, with dusty shelves, forgotten books, and even the remains of old meals still sitting on tables. There's a certain eerie beauty to Bodie, where the echoes of the past seem to linger in the air, untouched by the years. Despite being abandoned, the town retains a haunting vibrancy, like a photograph suspended in time. Every corner you turn reveals another secret of the Wild West, frozen in place. Would you step back in time and walk the deserted streets of Bodie, where the ghosts of the past still seem to live on in every crumbling building? Pripyat, Ukraine. Pripyat, a name that sends shivers down the spine of anyone familiar with the Chernobyl disaster, is one of the most chilling examples of an abandoned city frozen in time. Located just a few miles from the Chernobyl nuclear power plant, Pripyat was once a vibrant city, home to over 49,000 people, including scientists, workers, and their families. Founded in 1970, the city was designed to support the growing power plant, and it quickly became a modern hub in Soviet Ukraine. But everything changed on April 26, 1986, when the Chernobyl nuclear disaster occurred. The explosion at the power plant sent radioactive material into the atmosphere, and the city of Pripyat was evacuated within 36 hours. What makes Pripyat so haunting is how it was abandoned so suddenly. People left their homes, schools, and workplaces in a hurry, leaving behind everything they once knew. Personal belongings are still scattered throughout the city. Children's toys, books, and even half-finished meals can be found in homes and public spaces. The once bustling streets are now eerily silent, with the only sounds being the wind rustling through the trees and the occasional creak of a rusted building. Nature is slowly reclaiming the city, as vines crawl over the walls and wild animals roam through the empty streets. Walking through Pripyat today feels like stepping into a time capsule, a place where time stopped abruptly and the world moved on. Would you dare to explore this radioactive ghost town and witness the haunting aftermath of a disaster that forever changed the course of history? Thanks for exploring these frozen-in-time cities with us. Which one captivated you the most? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Dwellscape, and don't forget to ring the bell icon so you never miss out on our latest content. Stay curious and keep discovering the world with us. Until next time, keep exploring.